Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. Just wanted to pull that up there. That is a nice look at the Columbia River. That is from our Mary Hill camera up there in Vancouver. It looks pretty amazing outside. It is nice, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to be getting out there this weekend. Again, this is Fox 12 Now. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, as we do every weekday, starting at 1 p.m. Going throughout the afternoon, we cover a wide range of topics, but we are going to be talking about that now because with the nice weather, with Memorial Day weekend, depending on when you're watching this, it is time that everybody is thinking about getting out and enjoying the outdoors here in the Northwest, but there are some things you should know before you go, and that's what we're going to be discussing, and just some places that may or may not be completely open, some different things to be aware of, but a good idea to plan out ahead of time, and we're going to talk about some volunteer aspects too. That's a whole lot that we're covering, and the reason we are doing that and able to do that is because we have Carrie from the U.S. Army Corps of Civil Engineers, the Portland District, joining us right now. And Carrie, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And you know, as somebody who likes to get outdoors, I'm excited to learn about this as well. But I think for everybody to start off, could you just give everyone maybe an overview, in case they don't know, just about the U.S. Army Corps and how it is that you work with all of these great locations here around the region?
Sure. I think when people think of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, maybe they think dams, maybe they think jetties, maybe they think our dredging mission, but we have a huge swath of land across the United States. There's over 400 lakes that we manage, a lot of recreation, and the Corps of Engineers, we even have our own park rangers. So across Oregon, we have many recreation sites, and we manage those, and we want people as they head out for Memorial Day weekend to be safe. There are tons of things to consider, the know before you go concept, and we want everybody who comes to visit to have a good, enjoyable, and safe time.
Yeah, good things all around, but that's a lot of things that you are overseeing there and managing for the public to be able to utilize there in a lot of cases for these recreation areas. And for know before you go, I guess let's get into that. What are some things people should know before they go?
No, I think one of the first things is checking the weather. I think in Oregon around this time, it's usually nice, but it's always good to just keep that in mind. I want people to keep in mind, especially in the Willamette Valley, that we've seen a lot of burns through there, and the water is coming off those burned hills very differently. So we want people to just be aware of that and any road closures that might be associated with anything that might be happening with those burn areas, the water coming off them, or even some landslides are possible with all that burn area. We want people to make sure that they're checking to make sure their recreation site is open. There can be some last minute closures, and often these recreation sites are pretty remote and you may not have cell coverage. We want people to make sure they have appropriate gear, sunscreen, make sure people have life jackets. Water safety is so important. So we just want people to think about every aspect of your trip before you go. Make sure you have all the information, all the equipment that will get you there.
And that is a good idea it's better to have some of those things and not need them than to be out there and not have them. That can really get you into trouble. I personally like the areas where the cell phones don't work, but if you're not expecting that, then that's something that, everybody should really be aware of.
Yes, absolutely.
So know before you go. So that is a good thing to think about before you head out there. Anything else that people should be looking at, and just being aware of as far as some of these different destinations around the area that they may be heading to?
Sure. I want to talk about water safety. So many of our sites have lakes. We have hiking areas. We have day use areas. Most people come to enjoy the water, and we want people to use life jackets because things can get out of hand pretty quickly in water situations, especially this time of year. We're thinking about, for example, Detroit. Detroit is our gem. It's beautiful. Lots of people come and enjoy Detroit Reservoir. And this time of year, a lot of the water in it is snow runoff. So that water is so cold. I was looking at the temperature before we started speaking. The water is in the 50s. And it can get up to the high 60s later in the summer, but we're thinking about how cold that's going to be to your body. So say you're on a paddleboard, say you're on a boat, and you fall into the water, your body's going to have an involuntary gasp reflex, and that's going to make you pull water into your lungs. And it only takes half a cup of water in your lungs to start a drowning situation. So we want people to be aware of that. We want to encourage people to use life jackets. And we do at many of our recreation sites have life jacket loaner stations. And we want people to use those. You're free to borrow them. We want you to use them.
I love those loaner sections, and it is so important to get that word out because, especially when it gets a little bit warm. 80 degrees for us in the Northwest. It might as well be 110. It's like it's amazing, like so warm, and you want to get out there, you want to enjoy it, but jumping into that water is so dangerous when it is that cold. So yeah, great thing to know. Be aware of that. Just think about that even when you're out there having fun. Those life jacket loaners are a great use case too.
Yes, absolutely.
What else should people think about?
Okay, I think a lot of our sites, we've had some changes. We've just had some resource constraints this year. And so we've shifted some things because we want to prioritize quality of service. We want people to have a good time. We want to make sure our park rangers are available to them. We don't want to spread our park rangers too thin. So we've had some schedule and access changes. So if you are indeed visiting a Corps of Engineers park, you can go to Army Corps of Engineers, you can Google it, and you can look up on our recreation pages on our website. We have up-to-date information, whether some of our sites, we've had some limitations. Some are only open during the weekends now, and some are now closed to vehicle access, but you may still be able to access on foot, and the bathrooms will still be available. So you want to check those things out. You want to make sure you're not going to a site when it's closed, or you want to make sure if bathrooms aren't available at that site, you're definitely going to want to hit up a rest stop before you go.
And that's good to know that you can go to the website and have that updated information and
Yes.
know what to expect. That's a really great, resource to have there to be able to go and look at that and know ahead of time.
We do a really good job of trying to make sure as soon as we get news that something is happening at one of our sites, we're gonna update that website. We don't want people to be out there and be disappointed.
And talking about, how there are some resource constraints that are going on. With that, I know that you're also looking for perhaps some volunteers to help out.
Yes, we're hoping we can dig into the passion that so many Oregonians, Washingtonians, all they have about the outdoor space. Because of those resource constraints, we're needing more volunteers this year to keep some of our places open. And we're thinking even with some of these places where that we've had to change the schedule and reduce access, we might be able to expand that more with volunteers. And so if you go to volunteer.gov, there are plenty of volunteer opportunities across the state. It's not with the Corps of Engineers, but with other agencies, and that's available to you. If you want to volunteer with the Corps of Engineers, we have sites at Fern Ridge. We're looking for somebody to help us out at our day use sites. That would be sunrise to sunset, just helping people, keeping an eye on the situation, and then reporting anything you might see to our park rangers. We also near Dorena Schwartz Campground, we're looking for some camp hosts, and we offer our camp hosts the ability to come in with your RV, hang out for the summer, help us manage our campsites. And that's a really good opportunity for couples who are just looking for a fun summer and also a camping situation. And then at our Bonneville Visitor Center, Bonneville is our gem on the Columbia River. People know that. And we're looking for volunteers to help us. They're interpretive volunteers who are going to talk to people as they come in, kind of explain our mission, talk about the beautiful history of Bonneville, and kind of show people where you can go for camping, where to see the lamprey, where the fish ladders are, where the fish windows are. So lots of opportunities there for anybody who wants to support us, get outdoors, just get into that passion.
Yeah, and to get to be a part of that and help people out as they're coming through. But when else are you going to get an opportunity to do something like that? Either get to, an inside look that you get to share with everybody, like if it's something like Bonneville, but also getting to stay in a park for the summer.
Yes.
That's kind of nice. That's not a bad place to wake up to every day.
No, not at all.
So those are some good opportunities for everybody out there if you are looking for something like that. And you mentioned the website, but one more time, could you let everybody know where to go for that?
Sure. For the volunteer opportunities, it's volunteer.gov.
Volunteer.gov. And one question to you just about the resource constraints, because I know we'll get questions about that as well. Is there a main reason why that is happening, why the resource constraints are there for this year?
It's just us moving some things around to make sure we have better coverage. It's just as things shift around, as we're losing people with, you've heard in the news lately, just people are shifting out of government service in this administration. So we're just trying to make sure we have that great access and continue that great ability to serve the American public the best we can.
Fantastic. Yep. And as you mentioned, you don't want to stretch everybody too thin. So those volunteers, that's a great opportunity for the public to get involved as well. Well, Carrie, anything else that you think is important to know? You've told us a lot here, so
I think that's it. Thank you so much for having us on to talk about this.
Yeah, thanks for joining, and thanks for all the work that you do. Really appreciate it. And anybody who gets outdoors here in the Northwest, or uses power or anything along those lines, appreciates the hard work that you do. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. It is Friday here in the studio. I'm here at the Fox 12 Oregon studios, as I am every weekday. We cover a wide range of topics. We've got more coming up for you here throughout the afternoon. We're going to be talking about, we've got our Fox 12 Weather Podcast video edition. Up next, if you are watching live at 1:30, so 15 minutes or so, we're going to be talking to the Oregon Wildlife Fund about some new projects that they have that are going up around the state to help protect wildlife out there. So very outdoors theme for Fox 12 Now today. But I will say this, here's your tease: Frog Bridge. You'll have to tune back in to find out what that is, or if you're watching later on, you'll have to go find it on the Fox 12 Oregon app. But I'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox